The biggest names in the racing industry all have their eyes on one filly. Her mother, Winx, is more than a racehorse. She's one in a generation.
Greatness! Winx has done it! The greatest of all time, Winx wins her 4th Cox Plate.
We could see a record price when this filly sells at the Inglis Easter yearling sales. Is this filly another champion in the making?
Winx, the greatest race mare of all time. She won 37 of her 43 starts, her final 33 races in a row. This documentary is about Winx in the second phase of her life as a broodmare. Her first foal to go to public auction. She'll be sold at the Australian Easter yearling sale at the Inglis Riverside Complex on Monday, April 8.
Horse auctions don't normally generate a lot of attention outside of the racing world, but this one has generated enormous interest, and for Inglis it's a chance to be part of racing history.
Winx's owners, Peter and Paddy Ty, Debbie Capitas, the late Richard Treweek and his family, they enjoyed the ride of a lifetime with Winx.
Did you pop in to see Winx this morning?
Certainly did, yes. No, we had a little bit of breakfast with her early this morning. My wife and I went over and just paid our respects and gave her a bit of a pat and a cuddle, and yeah, no, she's looking $1 million.
She's a very special horse, isn't she?
She is to us and a lot of other people really, but you know, we think she's a member of the family, as do the other owners, you know, the Capitas family and the Treweek family. She's special to them as well.
Winx's first Cox Plate win in 2015, I think, was the first sign of her greatness. She defeated a high quality field by nearly 5 lengths, smashed the track record, and behind her were 2 high-class international performers, Highland Reel and Criterion. I think everyone that day thought, what have we got here?
What a win! Winx has bolted in the Cox Plate by 4 lengths to Criterion. Highland Reel ran 3rd, Bornish A4. She's blitzed them in the Cox Plate.
When we won our first Cox Plate, it was like a dream. We just dream about just being there.
Chris Waller, the trainer of Winx, his management of the mare is quite extraordinary. To think she raced for 5 consecutive years at the highest level, never had an illness, never had an injury, didn't miss a race of significance, and she kept winning.
I was the trainer, the coach. I had a team behind me. We were expected to do the job each and every time. We did it, but thanks to one thing, and that was an amazing racehorse. She made us all look very good. She really did separate herself from her generation.
Bowman still sits pretty. 100 Group 1s. Hugh Bowman so confident.
Hugh Bowman, a Hall of Fame jockey, the rider of over 100 Group 1 wins, formed a special bond with Winx. Every champion racehorse needs a jockey who knows and understands that horse. Few did a better job than Hugh Bowman. He just knew everything that Winx needed and wanted. He never made a mistake, and even if she did, she was still too good.
And the gates open, they're off. The mare's missed the start by 4 lengths.
During Winx's phenomenal 33 race winning streak, very rarely was she ever tested, but there was one day at Randwick in August 2017 when it nearly all came unstuck right at the start. Winx missed the jump by 4 lengths. Gasps went round the crowd at Randwick, but Hugh Bowman, her rider, never panicked. He patiently rode her to catch the field, took her wide on the home turn. Fox Play was many lengths in front. He timed it just right. Winx got there right on the line.
From Ecuador, Winx is down the outside. It's going to get desperate. Winx is going to Fox Play. Winx dives. Yes, she got up.
The way the race started, we thought, well, you can't win every time. And then the way it finished, I thought, well, maybe we might be able to with her. I've been racing horses for 25 years and that doesn't happen often.
In the spring of 2018, there was a huge build-up as Winx prepared to become the first horse to win 4 Cox Plates. Why did we doubt her? She never looked in danger, far too good for Ben Battle and Humidor. The great mare clinches her 4th consecutive Cox Plate.
Cometh the hour! Cometh the legend! Greatness! Winx has done it!
So it all came down to this. April 2019, Winx's farewell race, a huge build-up, more than 43,000 fans watching on track at Royal Randwick, many hundreds of thousands all around the nation stopped.
Of the most illustrious career in racing, the red light is on, and the crowd are ready to send her off, and the gates open. They're off in the Queen Elizabeth.
Winx, as she always does, made it look so easy. The best part of it was she took the lead 200 metres out from home, and it gave everyone the chance to enjoy that ride with Hugh Bowman all the way to the finish.
Farewell, an Australian icon, the greatest of all time. Winx wins her third Queen Elizabeth.
When she went out a winner at the Queen Elizabeth at Randwick, I mean, it was one of the greatest days of racing Australia's ever seen. That's the ability that she had and the will to win that kept her in that 33 winning streak that she had.
The attention she gathered the last year or so of her racing career, we had never experienced anything like it. All walks of life, all people from around the world, let alone Australia, just wanted to know everything they could about Winx.
Winx's owners made the somewhat surprised decision to sell her filly. Most expected the owners would race the filly themselves, but I guess it's their way of sharing Winx's legacy with the racing world.
You know, we enjoyed the time as many other people did, and we thought a good way to be able to keep the story going would be if we offered it for sale. The only living foal of the greatest mare that ever raced is certainly something special.
Her first foal will go through the Easter yearling sale ring. Is there mixed emotions seeing her?
Oh, 100%. She's beautiful. Beautiful yearling, beautiful filly. She was absolutely gorgeous to see Winx with her. Very difficult decision. None of us came at it lightly. We felt that the best opportunity was to offer her at a public sale. It's hard. It's not an easy thing, but we're comfortable with it.
So who will buy Winx's filly? All the big guns in Australian and New Zealand breeding are certainly looking to bid for her, like Yulong and Arrowfield, Coolmore, Newgate, Vinery, even New Zealand's Tiakau stud. But there's also huge international interest in this yearling. She could go for as much as $5 million. The Pierro filly out of the mighty Winx. Can I ask you, are you in the market to buy her?
Well, I might be. I need to look at her first, Ray, because a lot comes down to her athleticism. It doesn't tell you everything, but it's a good start. And I'd have to wait and see what she looks like before I decided whether we could be buying. But she looks very good. Then there'll be plenty of other buyers too, and she'll be very expensive, I suggest.
Ray, I think any time a filly that's that unique, that rare comes into the market, you've always got to consider carefully whether you should be in play, because a filly like that, they're as rare as hen's teeth, and the reality is they're collector's items.
And I understand there's incredible international interest in the Winx filly. Will that drive the price up even more?
There's no doubt that there'll be buyers that'll be interested in that filly from Japan, North America, Europe, and obviously domestically as well. She's one that'll be bought by a trophy collector because she's very rare.
Coolmore Stud in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales was where Winx was born and raised, and where her filly has been born and raised.
We feed them first thing in the morning. We usually do that about 5:30. Give them sort of half an hour or so to eat, and then we start exercising them. Pull their rugs off, and then take them out for a walk or a lunge or whatever they might be doing that day. So she started out with a bit of a baby coat, and she was a bit lighter and leaner, and she's developed into what she is today.
Yeah.
I've been here 17 years now, always with the yearlings.
You remember Winx as a filly, and she had certain quirks and characteristics.
Yeah,
what were they?
She knew what she liked. She was happy to do her work, and then but if she didn't like something, she'd let you know.
How did she let you know?
Play up a little bit, or kick a hind leg or a front leg, or just, yeah, she just knew when she was finished. Didn't want to do something, she wouldn't go forward. Which is similar to this one.
I was about to say so. Now let's fast forward to her daughter, and like mother, like daughter.
Like mother, like daughter, yeah.
She's won 4 Cox Plates, 4 Chipping Nortons, and now 4 George Riders. Here's the world champion Winx, simply invincible.
They've flown the media in 2 weeks before this filly walks into the ring at the Inglis Easter Yearling Sales on April the 8th.
There's a lot of resemblances to her mother.
We'll be wanting to get every bid we can for this filly, and there'll be some theatre.
If you think Taylor Swift going to a concert in Sydney was big, I think that in our game this is going to be bigger.